But hopefully this is enough.
Bye!
Tes lèvres en tremblent encore, et l'homme que ton cœur porte sans moi fort. Et si le combat prend fin, c'est sûrement.
Hello, this is the start of a new vlog. Right now you are balancing very precariously on a drying rack right now. But the reason why I'm in a new environment is because this week I'm gonna be in Paris. And this one was kind of like a last minute decision. Basically, I mentioned in my previous vlog that I'm trying to go on more trips every time there's a long weekend now. And with the Labor Day weekend coming up, Elias happened to have a wedding to attend in Paris. And I figured since flying to Paris is basically only 1 hour longer than flying to California, I would hop alongside with him. And I also invited Jasmine, who is one of the travelers who we went with in Thailand and in the previous travel vlogs as well. So the three of us are basically gonna be exploring Paris. It is both of their first times, but this is gonna be my third time. So I'm gonna be a lot more chill just because I've seen a lot of the things already. It's really just an excuse for me to be in a different location. But this is the first time I'm only packing a backpack because I chose the cheapest flight possible. The airline is so stingy that they charge you for a carry-on. So I was gonna basically bring my backpack only so that I wouldn't be charged any extra fees. A carry-on is $60 one way and then another $60 back. So I was like, you will not be catching me charging for that. I basically packed all I needed for the week in my backpack. And then when I got to the airport, they told me to measure my backpack in like the little compartment. And when I looked at the compartment, it was the smallest thing ever. It was literally the size of a handbag. So this is the backpack that I brought, and the compartment was so small that if I had my water bottle in here, it wouldn't even fit. Then it would be too wide. They're really stingy with this kind of stuff. And so I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? Because I had packed everything in here and I don't wanna pay $120. And then I realized, big brain moment here, I realized that if I put everything in my backpack, which were basically 2 laptops that I needed both for work, my hard drive, my camera, my chargers, my microphone, basically the electronics, and only my underwear and socks, I would be able to fit in everything and the backpack could still fit in the compartment. Then I put my shirts and my shorts on my body so that way it wouldn't be in my backpack. And then my umbrella and my water bottle, I just hid it in the corner of the airport, like behind a trash can, so that way I could pick it up after I got checked in, and it totally works. I'm gonna insert a picture of what I looked like with this new plan. Honestly, I didn't look as lumpy as I thought. Anyway, so now I'm in a very nice apartment. We are in the 20th arrondissement. I'm basically gonna take you to wherever we go. It's probably gonna be a lot of food. Since I'm traveling with Elias and Jasmine, thank God we are gonna be eating ethnic food as well. In my previous times that I've traveled to Paris, I don't know if this is gonna be a hot take, but I think French food is mid. I like their pastries, but the food itself, I just haven't really been impressed. But I really like a lot of their ethnic food here. And maybe that's just my opinion as a person of color, but I've always found the food quality and the service to be a lot better when it's coming from immigrants. So I'll be taking you along with me. And before we get into the vlog, I also want to thank today's sponsor. Cue the clip from Future Cindy. Thank you to Pair Eyewear for sponsoring today's video. These are the glasses that would have been so useful for me if I had them in Paris, because not only could I be wearing my glasses, as I always do because I'm blind, I could have gone outside, see that it's super sunny, and then bam, wear sunglasses instantly without having to carry multiple pairs of glasses. So the way that it works is that I go to their website to choose a base frame. In my case, I ended up picking the Reese with a crystal clear color, and then I chose the top frames that I wanted to customize with. So first I got the black and white top frame for when I'm wearing monochromatic outfits. I tend to wear all black, so I like that this matches with that, but there's like the pop of white. I also got the wood grain just because I've never seen this type of texture on glasses before, and I think it's really cool and unique. And then of course I got the black sun top because I always wanted to wear sunglasses. It's just really cool to be able to switch up your look depending on your outfit or your situation or even like a new country that you're in, and it's pretty affordable compared to other glasses retailers out there. So if you want to try these out, you can click on the link in my description and use my code WithCindy15 to get 15% off of your first pair. Thanks again to Pair Eyewear for sponsoring, and now let's get back to the vlog. also forgot to mention that I have a strong inclination that the Airbnb host that we're staying at is gay. Here are a few examples of why I have this hypothesis. First, we have the rainbow curtains in the shower. Then we have this sticker that's on the side of the living room table. Heterosexualitat nein danke. I think it means heterosexuality, no thank you. We have this book called The Male Nude. We have a cat named Kinky. We have the hanky code that is placed on his closet, including heavy SM top, bondage top, comes in scumbag, expert cocksucker, piss freak, scat bottom, heavy SM bottom, just general verbiage that belongs to the gay community.
What happens if you find all this stuff and it turns out, Cindy, I'm straight?
Then somebody is lying to themselves. There's another sticker on his table that says bikes are totally gay. There's also this print that is taped on the wall that I didn't pay attention to, but Jasmine immediately clocked that it was a scrotum. I'll probably have to censor this in the vlog so I don't get demonetized. And then lastly, there is this contraption in the bedroom that we are sleeping in.
Ew, don't touch me.
Kinky, is this a toy for you?
She runs away.
Kinky, what things have you seen here? What things have you seen that we don't know?
What things have you seen, heard, and smelt?
Anyway, that's just a possible theory of who our Airbnb host might be. Ready to explore Paris?
Yes.
Bye, Kinky.
Bye, bitch.
Souillé par le temps des vagues, celles qui poussent nos souvenirs sur les plages formées de rire, formées de rire, et sans prendre le pas, on reste sans visage, une masse comme une autre qui vit dans un mirage. La côte nous sépare et nous.
Pour la première fois, vais-je rester là en étouffant de joie, un enfant dans ses bras.
We went to a Vietnamese restaurant for dinner and the owner was drunk and he sang to us French and English songs. He and his nephew kept on talking to each other about us because we could recognize the Vietnamese, so we could tell that they were talking about us. At some point, they said, I talk 100% like an American girl. And I said, does that mean I talk like a white girl? And they said yes. And I was like,
But when you speak in Vietnamese, they can understand you.
we were making a lot of conversation. They were really nice. That's the thing about going to Paris. I feel like the stereotype is that, oh, Parisians are mean. But actually, if you just go to immigrant-owned businesses and restaurants, they are so nice.
Yeah, facts.
They're super welcoming. They know what it's like for you to not know the language.
They even gave us like other recommendations in which like district in Paris is like maybe favorable or like to go to.
Yeah, they told us recommendations for Vietnamese restaurants to go to, other Asian restaurants to go to for when we actually want to have spicy food and not the European spice, which is non-existent. The server added me on Instagram, and out of everyone, he gave me the most messages, so I won from that interaction.
Let her have the win. Everyone, comment down below. You won.
The uncle and I are both from South Vietnam, so Saigon represent. And then before we left, he said that it's custom to give each other a kiss on the cheek. So then when we left, okay, I was still a little bit high from the Eiffel Tower.
She was very high.
And okay, so so at least can tell whenever I'm high because I'll start being so nice and
She's
like happy.
She's like, yeah, 3,000. She won't stop talking. It's like.
And I'm like a pleasant person to be around when I'm high too. So it's like, whoa. So we were leaving and then he puts out his hand to shake Elisa's hand. And then I go up from behind him and he takes his hand back and puts his fingers on his cheek to indicate a kiss.
It's any, all I hear is a wet, I hear a wet loud smack, a wet noise.
So literally, I was like,
Mwah, mwah. And
Like-
I was like, each kiss, I was like,
it was literally my lips right on his
Guys.
cheek, skin on skin. You could hear the smack, like.
skin on skin, a wet, like she's like sucked his soul each time. And
I was like,
yeah. And I was like, Cindy, air kisses. And then you just see her face. She was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
but I didn't realize it until afterward. Like I left and
never-
Jasmine came up and they did the normal air kisses, and I was like,
I've never seen her look so devastated in her entire life.
And I kept on apologizing, but he just laughed. He thought it was funny. I kind of feel like maybe he was hoping he would get like a kiss on the cheek for realsies. I don't know, or maybe I'm just
No,
dumb.
you're just overcompensating. You did that embarrassing thing, so you're just like.
Oh, and then another embarrassing thing was before we went to the Vietnamese restaurant, we went to a crepe restaurant.
Somebody else.
We really wanted crepes. And so I ordered like a basic Nutella crepe because I thought basic Nutella was fine. But Jasmine ordered like this really extravagant crepe where it was Nutella, vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, all this other shit. So you could see like this extravagant crepe right next to mine that was so like plain and sad. So I was like, oh, take a picture of me looking sad because those will be funny. So she took a picture and I was like going like this. Then later on, the waiter came by and he was like, oh, did you like your crepe? I saw you were crying about it earlier. And I was like, oh. So he thought that I was dissing his crepes.
So obnoxious.
After dinner, I still wanted the crepes. We were still high. So Jasmine was like, let's get the crepes anyway. Because all the time I was like, oh, I want the crepes, but we shouldn't. We already had it. But Jasmine was like, let's get the crepes. It's a 20-minute walk away. So we walked for 20 minutes, got the second round of crepes, and then you got your third round of crepes, right?
I got 2 crepes from that place.
We walked 20 minutes back and then we passed out. Oh wait, actually before we passed out, I went down a rabbit hole of these rugby players that got stranded in the Andes Mountains and had to survive for like over 70 days and they ate each other's bodies. So today when I woke up, I had 8 tabs open. The most 2 recent tabs were crepes near me in a Google search and the story about the men that had to eat each other to survive in the Andes Mountains. And so that was basically how the night was. That's my update for the day. And then today, we kind of just did our own thing. Like we went to a Thai restaurant, which was the recommendation that the Vietnamese server had given to us. It was legit Thai. And again, immigrants in Paris are so nice because they were like so conversational with us. I think what made them, you know, feel more pleasant was because we
saw another Asian person.
Yeah, we were obviously Southeast Asian, but then we also said thank you in Thai. And so, yeah, so they gave us like free coffee. They gave us candy afterward. So immigrant-owned businesses are the way to go in Paris. It's not just white people that live in Paris. You gotta go hit up the brown, yellow, and black people as well for better food and better service.
All the white people watching this. That's simply not true.
They're like, don't you dare insult our escargot. Although you said escargot was good, right?
Yeah, that shit was okay. I never tried snails before. Did not think it would be good. And then I tried it with, I don't know, some pesto oil, and that shit blew my mind. I was like, this little piece of meat is actually kind of good.
But yeah, and then after that, we kind of did our own thing. You went to a bunch of bookstores. Jasmine had to go home to work. I would go ahead and work later, but before then, I did my own little mini tour with like the Victor Hugo Museum and Musée Caravalette. There was a group of elderly Asian women that were taking pictures in front of like somebody else's car. Like nobody was in the car, but it was like a vintage green car that they all crowded around to like put their hand on and take a picture. And I thought it was really cute, so I offered to take a picture for them. And then they were like, oh, she's American. And they were all like chattering with each other. It was really cute. I like seeing...
Now you being so sociable, like what?
I know.
You're usually not this sociable, I think.
I know. Maybe it's just the after effects of like being high.
What is Paris doing to you? City of love.
No, it's weed. Just wait for 24 hours for the weed to exit my system and then I'll go back to being grumpy and normal. Anyway, I just think it's cute and nice to see elderly Asian women hanging out together and traveling together because that means that they don't center men around their lives. So I always love that.
Or did you give them a tour of the Airbnb?
I filmed some B-roll.
This bathtub is like the strangest thing. There's like also no light, so you're gonna...
In the bathtub, there's like, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a seat in there. So there's only a little bit of room to stand and then the rest is just like seat. But I always stand while taking a shower. I refuse to touch my butt against the shower bathtub because you never know.
She only wants to touch my butt against hers.
Speaking of butts, I got like at least 5 mosquito bites yesterday, including one on my butt. After all these mosquitoes have been used to drinking the blood from Europeans, after they drank my blood, they probably went crazy. They were like, this one's got some flavor. This one's got some spice to it. Anyway, that's the update. We're gonna finally sleep in. Maybe one day I will get 8 hours of sleep. Who knows? Oh, Jasmine just reminded me about another thing that happened in the Vietnamese restaurant that made us laugh. At some point, the uncle saw that we had a bunch of tattoos on us. We talked about how we got like a certain tattoo from Vietnam, and he was like, oh, really? And then Jasmine was like, I got the Trunk Sisters on my back. And he was like, I don't know why you did that. And I was like, not the cultural appropriation.
He was literally staring at her being like, I don't understand. The two sisters? What?
Yeah, so he gagged us a little bit.
Côte contre côte, nos corps vibrent partant. Et dans ces courses, tu sens des rires, on tombe presque hors champ. Et dans tes rires qui défoncent plus que l'ego qui te prend, tu nous réduis à l'impossible dans tes tourments. Et sans gêne, tu te défonces, tu ne comprends pas, car nous avions une belle histoire. Tu n'iras pas, par contre tes cris défoncent les murs de ton appartement pour atteindre mon cœur qui meurt un peu plus à chaque instant. Car ensemble, rime avec tes hommes, et l'homme que tu es n'est plus que discorde. Car ce que tu es rime avec regret. Pour ma part, je n'ai que ce qui reste à jamais. Tête contre tête, tu m'as vaincu juste à temps. Et quand tu es revenu, tu n'étais plus comme avant. Et tes mensonges ternissent l'homme que tu pourrais être. Et mes plaies s'ouvrent un peu plus à chaque fois que tu...
Gonna put on some eyeliner, get some croissants, and do some filming for the day because Jasmine is off to Versailles. I've already been there, so I didn't need to go. Elias hates crowds, so he especially doesn't want to go. So today we're kind of just gonna keep it chill and just stay in for a little bit and film some videos that we've been meaning to film together. We also slept in because we got very high yesterday, and I don't know about you guys, but whenever I get high, I need like the next day to recuperate. Do you want to tell them what happened?
I got way too high. I think I took in like 20 milligrams and I absolutely perished. I threw up like so many times, you guys. It was not a fun time.
Okay, Ozempic. Just because you're in Paris doesn't mean you need to try to be a skinny legend like them. You need to accept your body the way that it is. Well, Jasmine and I were just chilling. We went to, well, okay, first we went to Hot Pot, which was legitimately spicy. That was actually like the spiciest thing that I have had for a really, really long time. Like, I was pleasantly surprised. You know what really sealed the deal that this place would be legit was that every other person in the restaurant was Asian. Not like Asian tourists, but like they looked like they came straight off the boat kind of Asian. So I was like, okay, we are in for an actual fucking trip. How do we find the hot pot place again?
We found the hot pot place because I matched with some guy on Tinder and I was like, hey, give me some Rex please. And he was Asian. He was like, he was also a local. He's like, I got you. He sent me this place and the rest is history.
So I guess that's the trick. If you want to find like local recommendations that are good, just go to Tinder. Then after Hot Pot, we went to go get crepes, and the crepes that we found, oh my god. Well, first of all, everyone was too high to properly navigate. So I was like, fine, I will be the one to navigate. Watch me show you how it's done. As the stoner of the group, I can safely do this on my own. And so I went ahead and navigated a crepe place that was near us. Found one that was 5 stars from hundreds of reviews. Everyone rated 5 stars, and it was right across from the hot pot place. And I was like, boom, guys, I did it. I was like, see how it's done, y'all? See how it's fucking done? And that shit was the best crepes I've ever eaten. Holy shit. We literally, in complete silence, we ate the crepes. All we could think about were the crepes. We ate it, and then after we were done, we just looked at our empty plates and we were like, oh my god, that was so good. And then we didn't realize till like way later that at no point did we even touch our water. And we're thirsty bitches. We're always touching water. That's what happens when you're an American in Europe. You're like, where's the fucking water? And it was so good that we were like, you know what? Let's order a second round. We knew that we shouldn't because that would not be very demure or mindful of us, but we did it anyway because it was so fucking good. So we ordered another round and guess what? It was still fucking good the second time around. So we're definitely gonna go to the crepe place again tonight. We have to. It was so good. You like your croissants?
Oh my god, that's good.
Yeah, we only have 2 days left in Paris. We're flying back home tomorrow. So I'll show you the last remainder of our Paris trip. Until then, see ya next time.
Tes lèvres en tremblant cœur et l'homme que ton cœur porte sans moins fort. Et si le combat prend fin, c'est sûrement parce qu'on t'a pris par la main. Et tout bâti me murmure que tout ce que j'aime, tu me l'assures. Et dans tes défaites, tu me promets qu'un nouveau jour est pour demain. Et doucement tu me fais voir les plus douces de tes histoires. Et plus notre idylle avance, d'autres filles entrent dans la danse.
Ses lèvres en tremblent encore. Sous mon poids, son cœur vibre plus fort. Et les craintes qu'elle a s'amplifient. Elle sait qu'une autre fut dans mon lit. Tout bas je lui murmure de calmer toutes ses inquiétudes. Et dans mes mensonges je lui rappelle qu'à mes yeux il n'y a plus qu'elle.
Doucement tu me fais.
Hello, updating to say that I am back from Paris, landed in New York trying to get back into my daily routine, but Paris was pretty chill. My favorite part was basically just getting high. It adds like another layer when you are high while exploring a totally new environment, like just chilling outside the Eiffel Tower of all places. It's very surreal. I also feel like this trip has made me appreciate traveling with friends who are very serious about food. Elias and Jasmine are people who I know I can just let them decide where we're gonna eat for food and I can just follow them around, turn my brain off, not have to worry about anything because they will make sure that shit is on lock. I also appreciate that they know just because we are in Paris doesn't mean that we can't eat Asian food. That was pretty much like half of the stuff that we ate. And we ate so much good food too. I definitely think that eating out every single day has spoiled me because now that I'm back home, I'm like craving spicy dumpling soup and flavorful spicy broth. Like the hot pot that we ate was so freaking good, but it's just not realistic for me to be eating that every day. So I've had to adjust my tastes again. And something that I also forgot to mention was at some point when we were high outside the Eiffel Tower, I was calling our group Jasmine and the Uglies because a running joke between Elias and me is that we're both ugly. To which Jasmine replied, I'm not just pretty though. I'm better than being pretty because I'm special. And she was referring to the book series called Uglies with the Netflix movie that came out recently. But we had never read the book and we hadn't even watched the movie yet. So we just thought that she was being conceited. So for the next 5 minutes while our brains were in another dimension, we were having completely different conversations. We were talking about 2 different things because while she was calling herself special, I was like, what do you mean by that? And then she went on to talk about how pretties were dumb because they had parts of their brains taken out, but she didn't have her brain taken out and that's why she was special. And so Elias was just looking at her thinking, oh my gosh, she's so egotistical. What the fuck is she talking about? Meanwhile, I was like, hold up, let's hear her out here. Like I was being much more understanding because I was just trying to figure out what her logic was behind talking about all this kind of stuff. And then eventually, like 5 minutes later, she was like, I'm talking about the Uglies books. And we were like, oh. Other than that, since I've been in New York, I have been sleeping way too much to the point where I'm literally nocturnal now. Yesterday, I was supposed to go to 2 art marketplaces, one in Brooklyn, one in Queens. I was actually really looking forward to it. I had even invited friends to go with me. I was planning on taking my camera with me so I could vlog the experience, and I ended up sleeping the entire day and I didn't get out of bed until midnight. There was one cool thing that I did see after I came back from Paris. I randomly got an Instagram ad where I could sign up to watch an early screening of a movie that doesn't even have a release date yet. And it was by a director whose name I cannot name, but I have made jokes about this person on my channel before, and this was their first time directing a movie. I was intrigued with the movie when I read the one-line summary about it, but I did not expect the movie to make me sob so hard in the theater. I cried at least 7 different times watching the movie. Granted, I was also high while watching the movie, but I am still sure that even if I were sober, I would still be moved to tears by it. And while it was so fun to watch an early screening of a movie for free, the downside of it is that I can't talk about it at all to anyone. I can't post about it online. I can't tell you who the director was or what the movie was about or any detail about the movie. So I just have to contain it inside of me, and I don't even know when the movie's gonna be released yet. There's no trailer, there's no promotional post, there's nothing. I really wish I could tell you why I cried so much while watching the movie. The thing is, I don't even think that it was that great in terms of cinematography or anything. It was just the story. It was so damn good. The acting was great. The script really fucking hit. And when I say crying, I don't mean like tearing up. I was literally like trying to hold back sobbing in the theaters. You could hear me like heavy breathing, like trying to like trying to keep it together. So I'm just gonna have to wait till, I don't know, a year or 2 years from now when the trailer finally releases, and then I can finally come out and say this was the movie that made me cry. And when you find out what movie that is, you will be shocked, because when you see who the director is, you'll be like, really? That person? But trust me, the script and the actors were that good. I feel like no matter who directed the movie, it still would have been great. It really tugged at my heartstrings. So that's pretty much a highlight of me coming back to the US. The next thing that I'm looking forward to, and that I'll make sure that I bring you along with, is Victoria coming here in 2 days. Her birthday is this week, and we have a lot of fun things planned. All in all, despite my very chaotic sleep schedule where I am unconscious the majority of the time, at least in the times that I am alive, we got exciting things to look forward to.
Merry-go-round, horses go up and go down, gently they press as in a trance, feet never touching the ground. Merry-go-round, love that calliope sound, reach for the ring, each day is spring, nothing can bother me now. Playing in circles.
How y'all doing tonight? Good. You're alive. So are we. To New Mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
My stallion and me, floating later
time life gets you down, you'll feel brand new. Skies will be blue here on my merry-go-round. Don't wait a day, come and play with me on my merry-go-round. My shadow used to frighten me. What will they think? How should I be? These days, dear, I don't give a damn. I like me just the way I am. Oh, better late than never. I got my head together.
I guess I'm just ending the vlog here because you're leaving, and so I got nothing else going on in my life. Once you leave, I just stare at the wall, be like, I wonder when she'll be back.
Ridiculous.
I wanted to update on all the stuff that we did. We saw Romeo and Juliet. Let's give our thoughts because we were the first ones on their first ever Broadway debut, even before opening night.
Yeah, I was like,
we were
it was
right
the
there.
Pre-debut.
And what did you think?
It was amazing. What is it called? The Circle Theater? Is that the name of it?
The Circle in the Square.
The Circle in the Square. I'd never been to that specific Broadway stage before. It's literally so intimate because it's just a circle and then you. There's no stage, space, orchestra, then seats. It's like them, you. You're right there. It's super small, and I got both of their autographs. If Kit had like flung sweat, like it would have hit us.
That's crazy your mind went there. You could just
It
been
was
like, we were so
crazy.
close that we saw his expression. But it's like, no, if he spat, I would have tasted it.
My favorite part personally was there's this scene where the bed literally descends from the ceiling and they're having like this cute back and forth conversation. He's hanging there. He leaps, jumps on the bed, hangs there
For a solid minute.
for a good minute.
At least.
At least, probably more like 2. Hanging there, having a conversation, and then does a pull-up to then make out with her. They kiss for like a couple seconds. It's not like a mwah and done. And
Yeah.
they stayed there for a couple seconds. I was like,
He's like, hurry up, hurry
oh
up.
my god. It's not really like a musical like I thought it was gonna be. There's only 2 songs, 3 songs?
2 songs.
2 songs? Oh no, there had to be 3. There was 3 songs because Rachel sang twice. Her dad sang once.
Oh, I only pay attention to Rachel singing, so.
So valid. But yeah, and Kit, I wanted Kit to sing so bad, and he sings like a little bit of like a lullaby.
Yeah.
And it's like so soft, and I'm like, yes, and then he didn't sing.
He really held out. He was like, listen, you only get a pull-up from me. That's it. You want the pull-up or you want the singing? I think the best part of the show is basically like the venue and the staging because we were so close. Like any seat that you could sit at would be a good seat.
Yeah.
Even if you were like in the back standing, there was interaction because some of the actors would like run
And you're
around.
still really close. Like I think like people really don't understand how small this venue is. It's very, very small. And they interacted with almost all of the standing room only people.
Yeah, I had to fight all the other bisexuals to get those seats for us, and we were right there.
It was crazy. And then they were even like at one point acting in like the rafters.
Yes.
Like they really utilized every single inch of that space, which I
Yeah.
thought was really cool.
There was even a part where like the circular stage opened up a little bit.
Yeah.
That was really
And it was
cool.
covered in like flowers.
Yeah, but the pull-up was also my favorite part. I was like, kid, I was not familiar with your game like that. Now we know why he got muscled up so he could like do a bunch of pull-ups against Rachel. That was crazy.
It was crazy.
That's
No-
what men should do.
So like to get this was insane.
Oh yes, oh my god. Well, they'll see from the footage, but the crowd around the theater to try to get like autographs
It
was
insane. So like
a lot.
I've met people probably like once or twice after Broadway shows before, and there's normally like no more than 20 have I ever seen. And I'm thinking, oh, it's a debut. There'll probably be like 50, 75 people. We walk out, it was like 200 plus people. Is that like an accurate, you think, number?
I don't know.
It was a lot of fucking people. It was like so deep that like there was no way.
Yeah.
There was no way. I somehow got close enough the first time we were there to get Rachel's autograph. And she signed right on her face, which I appreciate. She was so sweet. She is so much tinier in person.
Oh, yeah.
Which is wild. And then I didn't get Kit's, and I literally had made him a card and everything, so I was like very disappointed to like not get to see him. But then Miss Amazing over here was like, we can just come back a different night, come a little early and just wait.
I was like, I've invested too much into this, so we need to.
So that's what we did, and we got right in front, made some friends from Scotland. It was great. It was great. He was super sweet. I asked him, I said, what's been your favorite part of Broadway so far? And he was like, I'm just still taking it all in. And his little cute little accent. I was like, I just want to squish you.
He's probably so overwhelmed by everything.
Overwhelmed. You can tell.
What I do wish was more songs. Because I think it's a waste that you put Rachel in there and she only sings 2 short songs.
Yeah.
I also kind of wish that rather than them talking, speaking the original Shakespeare play, I wish that it had been modernized with original writing. Not just because I'm a dumb bitch and I can't fully understand the monologues. Like, I feel like the acting was good to the point where like we could understand, like, you know,
even if you didn't know the words they were saying,
you understand
from
the
their
sentiment,
tone and connotation and acting, like you got like what was going on.
Yes, but I do wish that it was a modernized script, just because we already have, like, you know, the Leonardo DiCaprio movie where they did the modern visuals with the original script, so it wasn't like anything new. And I feel like having a modern script would have better tied what they were trying to go for with like all the props. I think you would have to be a fan of Kit Connor or Rachel Zegler to like enjoy the play. Really?
I don't know. As long as you're into plays and you can appreciate Romeo and Juliet.
Well, I don't.
I think they'll like it.
And then after that, for your birthday, we went to this cute DIY studio. You saw in the clips how cute it was. There were unlimited charms. You had a plate, you could put as many charms as possible. You could pick what you wanted to do. I did a jewelry box that I'm gonna repurpose into, I don't know, knick-knack box, I suppose. Just random shit that I need. I wanted it to be like birthday cake style. I put a shit ton of deco cream on it. And it was our first time ever doing that, so I was really nervous. When it comes to me and arts and crafts, I don't do it because I'm not great at it, and if it's bad, it's like, I don't even want to bother doing it.
Liar, liar, liar.
I don't enjoy the process. It only matters to me that the finished product looks good. So I'm not about the journey, I'm about the end result.
And that's not the best.
If this looked like shit, I would hate it. I'd be like, fuck this. Babe! But I'm proud of it.
You're so proud of it.
Yeah. And the last thing that we did yesterday that I couldn't film because we were in movie theaters, we watched The Wild Robot.
20 emotional damage, dude.
And I took an edible beforehand, so I feel like it really exacerbated the emotions for me. I was like sobbing. My face was drenched.
Yeah.
It's better that you go in knowing nothing about it. Don't even watch the trailers, because I feel like trailers always reveal too much. Just go in raw dogging it.
It's like a good cry though. It's not like a devastating. It's,
yeah.
how would you describe it?
It was just so beautiful.
Beautiful and like heartwarming and like life.
I remember like I was thinking, wow, Earth is so beautiful. Robots are so mother.
Kit Connor's the little ducky. Ah, so cute.
I really thought he was just like a side like character, but he was actually a pretty important character. And you know what? He was given it, and so were all the other actors.
They
I
did
feel
really
like
well.
You couldn't tell, like, I mean, I couldn't tell that who the voice actors were.
If I hadn't known that was Kit before we watched it, I don't think I would have known that that was him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was just so sweet and lovely.
And the animation was beautiful.
They did
beautiful, stunning animation.
Almost like a watercolor painting.
Done by the same people who did Puss in Boots, which is also an incredible movie. But this one's better.
Well, the same animation studio, but yeah, they did take inspiration from Miyazaki and Puss in Boots using the same technology. This was directed by the same director as Lilo and Stitch.
Period.
And How to Train Your Dragon.
Period.
So, you know, it was just a recipe for...
How could you not have a banger?
Yeah, a recipe for a banger, indeed. Yeah, basically, Romeo and Juliet. It is still ongoing by the time I post this video. Check it out if you're interested. DIY studio in Queens. It's called Monster DIY. Check it out.
It's freaking so fun.
I don't know what the next vlog will be, but hopefully this is enough. Bye. Goodbye.